It is our annual week of thanks and giving when we highlight the life-saving work of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
And today, a story of determination, a young athlete who refused to let cancer keep her from following her passion.
Kate Foster was a talented gymnast when she was diagnosed with leukemia. Both the right treatment and a persevering spirit, she is bouncing back strong. At 11 years old, Kate Foster spent much of her waking life in the gym.
I was at the gym like 20 hours a week. You repeat the skills over and over and over again to get them perfect.
Between gymnastics and CrossFit workouts with her family, this dynamo was a picture of health. But suddenly a mysterious illness slowed her down.
We had her tested for all kinds of things, diabetes, mono, nothing. They couldn't find anything wrong with her.
Eventually, an unexpected diagnosis, a cancer of the blood and bone marrow called acute myeloid leukemia.
My initial response was, no way. What happened? This can't be. How can that happen? You know, we thought all kinds of things could be wrong with her, but cancer never entered our minds.
When I did find out it was a cancer, I still didn't really know what that meant. It just sort of seemed apart from my life.
Instantly, Kate traded the gym for the hospital. 1 month into chemotherapy and more bad news. An infection in Kate's knee meant her leg would have to be amputated on the same day as her bone marrow transplant.
Actually, I told them no, and I think my parents told them no quite a few times too. Although in our heads we all kind of knew it was going to happen, and that's what was needed to happen. It was a leg or a life.
Kate went into remission, and things looked better. With the aid of a prosthetic leg, Kate became an ambassador for CrossFit and continued to exercise. But the cancer returned.
The relapse was devastating. It was out of the blue. We were shocked. The doctors were shocked. She'd been doing so well.
Kate's family weighed their options, and St. Jude stood out.
There was a study that Kate would fit into, an AML study at St. Jude. So ultimately, that's what we decided to do. And going into it, what we wanted to do most of all was anything different, anything above and beyond that we hadn't done the first time, since we thought we'd nailed it then.
At St. Jude, Kate took part in a clinical trial for a new medication.
The treatment that Kate got at St. Jude was designed specifically for patients who get a second transplant. To do another high-intensity transplant is very dangerous. So we were looking at ways to give less toxic chemotherapy and still get enough leukemia effect to have success.
After 4 months receiving treatment at St. Jude, Kate returned home to Illinois. She began her freshman year of high school cancer-free.
It never occurred to me that I might not come back. It was always kind of, I'm going to go back. What am I going to do when I go back?
With the support of her family, Kate is back at it, rebuilding her strength and standing tall as she prepares to compete once again.
I wanted to be doing gymnastics. I wanted to be at school. I wanted to be learning. I wanted to be working out. Just all those kind of little things that you don't realize until you can't have them.
What a great
Incredible
story,
girl.
isn't it? Well,
Yeah.
Kate couldn't be here with us this morning because she and her family are on a special trip to Australia that was actually made possible by the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Marlo Thomas is the National Outreach Director of St. Jude Children's Hospital. Marlo, it's so good to see you.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you again for this opportunity to shine a light on all the work you all do at that hospital.
Yeah,
we
thank
love
you.
having you
It's
here every
incredible.
year.
Thank you.
What would you say as we watch this story and the others you bring us every year? What's the St. Jude difference? Why do people come from all over the country to this particular hospital?
What's fascinating about this child is that she really benefited from our genome project. We're doing the world's largest genome project for children. 700 children have been sequenced, and she benefited from that. We targeted her cancer with a brand new drug that we've never used before for AML. And it's fascinating because that we can see this kind of reaction this quickly from our project. And what's also interesting about St. Jude, she's now in remission, thank God, and thank God she never leaves remission, but we're ready. We know what we're going to do next. We're going to do a natural killer cell program next, if in fact this doesn't work. So that's what's different about St. Jude. We've got it all lined up. You know, we're like a football squad. We know exactly where we're going next.
Yeah, and what difference has St. Jude made in fighting childhood cancers?
Well, AML is a much more difficult cancer, leukemia, than ALL. ALL we now have an over 90% survival rate with. AML, we're only up to 70%, but that's higher than any place else in the world. So we're working toward that, and the Genome Project is going to really help us. We've invested $90 million into our Genome Project, which is the largest scientific investment we've ever made, and it's really going to pay off.
All right, Marlo Thomas, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I missed you yesterday.
I know. If it wasn't for that storm, the pesky storm, I
Al
would
was
have been
supposed
there.
to go. I know. Well, we love having you, Marla.
Thank you.
Coming